Alright folks, welcome back with me, Phil Real. You are watching the last part of the Doom 2016 Let's Play, and we're heading down to the well. So, the well is our last level, and before we go ahead and start talking about the level, there's three challenges here. I'm not going to get the first one, which is Hold Still. You kill two Barons of Hell in one shot, uncharted territory, find all three Skull Switch secrets, and big redacted gun, kill 25 demons with the BFG. And then this level will also have the final boss of the game, which I'll keep that a secret until we get there. Uh, but yeah, not a super difficult final level. It's actually pretty tame, all things considered. But yeah, we lost Vega. Rip. His sacrifice will always live on in us. Which honestly, if you've seen Doom, it's a Cyber Demon Skull. If you see him Doom Eternal, well, you know it. Well, no, that RIP is going to be very short-lived. So, scoot down here, and boop, and then we're going to go down here and continue down into this temple of sorts, and we get our first freaking gauntlet array. This one's gonna be quite. This level's gonna be quite demon gauntlet eccentric. I want to say the gauntlets aren't as difficult as the one in I Am Vega, but this one's still pretty intense. There's portals all over the place, so you can zip and zag all over the place. But once the gauntlet starts, which is right now, I'm going to stay silent while you enjoy the festivities. So catch you in a minute, folks. Pretty simple because, you know, we were ripping and tearing with the Berserk power up, and then we finished off the majority of everything else with the BFG. So pretty easy for a first gauntlet, but still very satisfying. So all we gotta do is climb up the giant staircase. We're gonna be in the first big section of the well. So go straight, and that giant red glowing thing is what we need to get rid of. Those three energy tethers are the things we're gonna have to remove. Now there is quite a lot of small demons here. You can take out the BFG, and there's actually BFG ammo throughout the level, so you can go ahead and be a little bit reckless with your BFG if you just want to complete that challenge. It's not a super difficult challenge, but get your BFG ready, and there should be a lot of smaller demons on the staircase below. Here's your first Skull Switch secret. So hit this switch, and then we're going to backtrack just a little bit. No, go that way, folks. No, but you kill all those demons. So you see there, killed quite a bit. All we gotta do is kill, what, 8 more? So pretty nice. And there'll be a BFG ammo up here in that secret door. So that door, the switch we just hit, will open up this area. So you'll be able to get that BFG ammo and that fuel canteen. Totally wasted that. But you know what? Once we drop down, we won't be able to come back up. So, you know, really wasn't a waste unless we left that BFG ammo there just to sit there and rot, which we're not going to do that. So you can hear I think we have to go straight. If you go back, there's just small stuff, I think, in the hallway. I don't think there's an auto map. I think there's an auto map in here, I want to say, or there's armor. Yeah, it's just armor and gas for your rip and tear chainsaw. But yeah, final level of the game. Man, this game has really been fun game to play. And I hope the people who've been watching it and keeping up with it have enjoyed it as well. Because Doom 2016, still absolutely fantastic, great looking game. Here's the auto map. And yeah, had a blast playing this. We still got this part, so I'm not gonna say all the final thoughts and everything, but here we're gonna find out we're on Argent du Nord, which whenever you learn about Argent du Nord, you're gonna know that this place isn't originally a place in hell, I believe. Some of the lore is a bit hard to follow and convoluted at times, but Argent du Nord was not originally a location in hell. You're gonna find out in later Dooms that awkward demons. So he's like, hey. Oh damn! I thought I just killed myself with that. Yeah. But yeah, you're gonna find out that Argent du Nord isn't actually a place in hell. Hell actually absorbs places from other planets, other realms, and you're gonna find out Argent du Nord just happened to be one of these places. Cockle demons will spawn here, so make sure you take them out with your Gauss cannon or rocket launcher. All that good stuff. Where's the hair comes? Where are you at? Ow. Yeah. I swear, cockle demons are both funny and like the scariest things that come out of this game. Why do I keep on doing Why do I keep risking like death just to punch a cockle demon in the eye? Because it's glorious, that's why. But here we're just gonna do some platforming, some very light platforming over this bottomless pit. So just be very careful. Just jump. And then we actually gotta go blow these demons up. And we can jump back in that opposite direction. I gotta say, they really upped the level of detail. As I was saying before, Doom 2016 is such a good looking game. Even like this game is almost 10 years old, which is insane to think about. Like this level of like game 10 years ago boggles my mind. Like games are still, I mean, this is detail in this game is amazing 10 years later is what I'm trying to say. So grab this mega health and get ready for this next gauntlet. I want to say this gauntlet might be your first attempt to get the kill the 2 Barons of Hells in one shot, which would be the BFG. So I can't think of a gun that you can kill the Barons of Hell with one shot other than the rocket launcher with quad damage. So just be a little bit careful. I would wait until the gauntlet ends and then grab the quad damage. But whichever or. But let's go ahead and get started with the gauntlet, shall we? that gauntlet is over, and then now we can continue on. So we need to go into that mouth of that demon, that skull, which I assume is just a skull of a titan. But since we've closed these gauntlets, we can go ahead and close the first energy trindle, tendle, whatever you want to call it, that leads to this well. So you can grab the resupply right here, and then you're going to use your crucible to actually drain the power from this, whatever this is. I forgot what they're called. But anyways, this will shut down the first energy tether, whatever, for the well. And here we're going to see a night sentinel actually guide our character to the next area. So pretty interesting here. So go down here, and then you'll jump up here, and then you'll go to this mouth that's right here, and then you will go into the next area. And at the moment, I'm thinking to myself, I'm forgetting something. I know I'm forgetting something. Because there's...
It must not be allowed to free them.
So, we can go there, which is our next gauntlet, but there's actually a spot we need to go back. So go back to where we sealed up, or close that, or cut off that energy trindle, and then there'll be a switch here that we can press. This will open up that door next to that other gauntlet that we're going to lead to. The door to the right is open, but we don't need to go there. That's actually where we're going to exit. So go into the mouth like you did before. Go right here. Go in this doorway. There's BFG ammo here. There's fuel here. And this is our second secret. So you don't want to go there yet. Why I'm tempting fate. Oh, I think I know why. I have the BFG right there. I'm just going to shoot it. But no. There's no enemies there yet. So continue on. There'll be some blood, and there'll be a switch right here. So hit the switch. This will open up the absolute last of the classic Doom levels. So this door here opens, and this will be the Pandemonium map on the original Doom. A lot of brain organ matter here. So just go in there and you'll unlock that classic Doom map. Go down here. And I want to say there's one more thing down here. Maybe. Maybe not. No, there's not. So, oh. No, we're closed. We can't do anything. So you actually gotta go back up here. So actually, that's not the way we exit. That's actually the way you could enter. So right here, we got the demons. This will be our second gauntlet. Beware of the lava. I was mistaken. The last one didn't have a Baron Hell. This one will have a Baron Hell, but I'm not sure if there'll be 2 Barons of Hell. So take this one out. Take that, sorry, not Baron Hell out. Take that Hell Knight, and then they'll throw a crap ton of Mancubuses in this one. It's Cyber Mancubuses too, if memory serves. Oh, and if you're wondering where the BFG achievement or weapon upgrade point was, I got it off screen whenever I died, so that's why. So anyways, rip and tear. that gauntlet's over, so now we can shut off the second energy wave that's going to the well. So just load up on stuff that's left over from the battle. That one only had 1 Baron of Hell, so actually I'm thinking it's the third gauntlet that has 2 Barons of Hell, and you just gotta be super careful how you take them out. BFG is probably going to be the way to go now that I'm stopping and thinking about it. But as of the time of this recording of this audio, I have not gotten it yet, and I don't really plan on going back and playing and getting it again. But just be wary that you make sure you kill both the Barons of Hell in one shot. So this will be lay the Wraith Souls to rest. So this one right here, this actually, if I'm thinking this is the one, this actually kind of scared me right here because the game actually started to stutter and freeze. If I'm thinking of the right one, if I'm thinking about the right one, I could be wrong. I know one of these like froze or like it started to stutter really bad. Was it here? No, it wasn't this one. This one, it's the third one. So this one we get our last collectible of the game. This one is the chain gun model, Cosmic Guy. I think that's Cosmic Guy. So. Just go to the right, and there should be a doorway we should be able to go into through a skull, which is not a doorway, but a hole that we're going to drop down. And this will actually have the last secret as well in this area as well, so that's kind of neat. As soon as freaking Phil decides to go in there, I'm thinking that there's still like some stuff here, like a switch or something, but it's actually, the last secret is in there. Whoa! Okay, there we go. So drop down, follow the path down. That door right there, we're going to open it here in a little bit. So just continue on. And this secret's really, really easy. For the final secret, it's kind of disappointingly how easy this secret is. So hit that skull switch and backtrack a little bit to that doorway we just passed. And there'll be BFG and Omega Health here, so make sure to grab all that. And that is the last secret in Doom 2016. So, you're welcome. Last secret of the game. Okay, so go ahead and jump through here. Avoid all that molten gold or molten whatever. And we're about to get into the absolute final gauntlet before the boss. And please note the quad damage that's over there. But yeah, last gauntlet, so make sure you rip and tear. maybe the BFG doesn't kill, doesn't activate that achievement for the weapon point, or unlocking the weapon point for killing a Baron of Hell in one shot, or two Baron of Hells in one shot. That's a bit odd, but anyways, it's not too terribly important. A little bit disappointing, but it is what it is. So go up here, and then we will activate the last Wraith Spirit, or Wraith Soul, whatever it is. And then we'll be unlocking the final boss of the game, and then we will see who the big baddie is. So, activate this last soul, and here you're going to see my game stutter, and I actually almost lost my shit right here once I saw the playback. And then, I guess because we shut off all the energy trindles on the game, it just decided to stutter and stop the game from playing. But yeah, I don't know, I might have Future Phil put some funny there, but yeah. Okay, that was kind of weird. Okay, Olivia, I guess we'll see. Okay, anyways, so Olivia's creepy laugh aside, we're done with laying the 3 Wraith Spirits to rest. So now we can jump down the hole and confront the ultimate baddie of the game. So, pretty interesting if you want to read that. You're going to go down here, and we're going to go in this hole and see what happens. So, you know, this might be a thumbnail with all those spirits. I don't know. I'm thinking it might be. But anyways, let's see what happens here, shall we? What the hell happened to you?
They promised me so much.
Oh, shit. Oh, that's not good. That is definitely not good for her. That's really not good. Holy shit, what the freak is that? Oh, wow. I remember the first time I saw this, I was like, holy crap, it's the spider fucking mastermind. But anyways, it also looks like that thing from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I forgot the name of the alien. Is it Krang? I think it's Krang, I think. But anyways, this boss, pretty intense. You're going to want to aim for the face, head, whatever you want to call it. Use whatever weapons you got at your disposal and enjoy the music while you're fighting. This can be a pretty tricky boss fight. The Spider Mastermind does take quite a bit of damage. I like to think that the Spider Mastermind was the quote-unquote demonic voice that you're hearing. And it kind of just like took over Olivia's body and kind of made her into what her heart, you know, was like. As spiders are typically like scheming not tricksters, but trappers, and that's kind of what Olivia feels like in the story. She's pretty deceitful and lays all these webs and everything for her former colleagues and Dr. Hayden and all that. So I feel like that's kind of like how Olivia got put in this form. But yeah. It's kind of funny that she didn't like being biomechanical, and now she absolutely looks like she's biomechanical. The BFG is going to absolutely be the best way to do damage to her, or do damage to the Spider Mastermind. Once it starts shocking the ground, you're going to stay on these pillars. The pillars will regenerate, so even if she does damage them, you'll be able to absolutely jump back on these. So watch out when they're going purple. Keep your distance. I'm doing a very shit job of doing that, but you can also use your siphon grenades to get a little bit more health out of the Spider Mastermind. Just remember that if you BFG it, whenever you have all that sparks and everything, it will drop down, the platforms will collapse, and then you'll be shocked a little bit from the ground. So only use the BFG if the Spider Mastermind's on the ground. You can probably beat this thing a lot faster than what I am. I'm kind of not even being serious at the moment. I can already imagine my past. I was like, oh, I need to drag this fight out just a little bit in order to talk more about it, but actually there's really not much more to talk about it. This is probably the most dangerous phase, is whenever she has all this electricity building up around. There's lots of ammo, or BFG ammo. All you gotta do is just grab it on the sides, and I mean that's really how I did the majority of my damage, was with BFG. So aim for the head, shoot it, I don't know why I was getting a shotgun ready. Don't use the siege. Don't use siege mode, because if you use siege mode, you will jump back, and the platform will break, and then you might get electrocuted if the platform is sufficiently damaged, or you're too far back from the platform. So Spider Mastermind's almost dead. We're getting there. And now it's going to start throwing blocks at us. And the laser is probably the most dangerous, one of the most dangerous attacks. But right there, we already beaten the Spider Mastermind. It's right on its last legs. So just do a little bit more damage to it, and then you'll be given a prompt to take it out, which is right about here. Yep, so go ahead and finish it. We're going to open its maw and shove the BFG 9000 in, and we're going to just take it out this way. Yeah, splat. There we go. And Spider Mastermind is no more. We get a whole lot of trophies with that. Spider Mastermind model gold guide. So Dr. Hayden is going to retrieve us, and everything will be all well and gravy and good. But oh wait, I thought we destroyed Mars, or at least we destroyed Vega's location. All right, well that's all good and dandy. We can go ahead and ride into the sunset, right? I love this
You've
exit.
won. It's over. You stopped the invasion and closed the portal. But it's come at a price. Argent, Vega, this entire operation. You see, I've watched your work. Come to understand your motivation. You think the only way is to kill them all, leave nothing behind. And you may be right. But we can't just shut it all down. Without Argent energy, it will be worse. I don't expect you to agree. But with this, we can continue our work. I am not the villain in this story. I do what I do because there is no choice.
Rerouting tether coordinates complete.
Our time is up. I can't kill you, but I won't have you standing in our way.
Holy crap! This is one hell of a cliffhanger.
Until we see each other again.
One hell of a freaking cliffhanger. I both love and hated that cliffhanger when it came out, when this game came out. But oh, that's the end of Doom 2016, and it is one hell of a game, if you don't mind the repeated puns. Alright, and so we get to the last part of the game, which is the credits. And there's actually two sets of credits. Let me fix my headset really quick. So we're going to be getting two sets of credits. This one, which is pretty humorous. I think the developers had a lot of fun with this section right here. And this is actually one of my favorite ones right there. The Cyber Demon with Doomslayer. It's very David and Goliath-esque. And this one right here really looks like he's about to punch the hell out of this Hell Knight. But the models are showcasing their absolute glory in this post-credit scene, and especially these the Spider Mastermind, which I'm sad to say they don't quite capture the Spider Mastermind like they did in this game. In the later games, you get like Arachno Demons, which are just very smaller versions of the Spider Mastermind, and in lots of ways they don't really feel very threatening. But that's unfortunate. I wish they would have had like a Cyber Demon version, like difficulty version of like a Spider Mastermind in later games. But the music in Doom 2016 absolutely fantastic. It remains my favorite first-person shooter to this day. It wasn't afraid to be what it wanted to be, which is just strictly a single-player campaign that was very fleshed out. The gameplay was very reminiscent of older first-person shooters, which was, you know, carry all the guns you want, have all your explosives and everything that you want, grenades, shotgun grenades, holograms, all that. The demons were very well designed, I thought, in this game. I think they only get better from this point on in Doom Eternal, which there's some demons in Doom Eternal I didn't really like the designs, but the Barons of Hell and I want to say the Pinkies, in my opinion, they are the best in this game, but everything else gets like better as the games get go on and on and on. Music wise, I think this is the best music out of the three. Eternal's just a little bit less, and in Dark Ages, from what I've played so far, I don't really like the soundtrack in Dark Ages. The characters, which are very few of them, Doomslayer, for the few scenes he has any sort of like showing his character, like interacting with his miniature version of the Doom Marine doll, I thought that was very humorous. The way he finishes off certain demons, I thought was very, very, very telling of his character. He takes a certain pleasure out of destroying these demons. Vega is probably my second favorite character, because just something about having AI, a very polite AI, like kind of like an Alfred to like Doom guys, like just very brutal way of thinking is. I like the contrast. And then the fact he's like, I have regrets, Dr. Hayden, at the very end when we're about to blown up, and then Doom Marine decides to save Vega because I guess he feels bad, because there was a bit of hesitation in Doom Guy whenever he the little Slayer when he wanted to save him. And then the robot of the hour, Dr. Samuel Hayden, probably my favorite character out of all these, well, the few characters that we do get that talk. That's going to be a thumbnail image right there. That is so fucking going to be a thumbnail image right there. And this classic Doom picture with modern visuals. And he's just going to go out the bank, boom. But thank you, id, for making this amazing game. It's such an amazing game. I'm glad they did this game. But the second set of credits here, I'm going to move at 4x speed. I'm going back to Dr. Samuel Hayden. He is by far my favorite character in this game. He's very much a chess master. You know, he's doing stuff behind the scenes. He's working Doomslayer for his own ends. And I think he gets, when Doom Marine takes out the Argent energy from Mars and basically destroys Argent energy from the USC, kind of just really, not my mouse pointer is right there, basically just solidifies Doomslayer and Samuel Hayden's relationship as give and take. Doomslayer is using Dr. Hayden to destroy these demons in new fantastic ways and trying to close off Argent energy, because you get a sense that Doomslayer knows that this Argent energy is very, very dangerous, and Dr. Samuel Hayden just wants to just keep Argent energy in the world, in the universe, I guess. And then his part, Samuel Hayden, is using Doom Marine to get rid of Olivia Pierce, and then also get rid of demons, but also try to find another way to bring Argent energy back into the world, which is what that Crucible is going to do in Doom Eternal. And the cliffhanger with Samuel Hayden is by far one of my favorite moments in video games. I just like that reveal that this artifact is actually a gigantic, like, great sword lightsaber-esque thing. It's just so awesome. And the way he just walks away and then he just throws Doomslayer back into hell, or at the very least sends him away to like a different area, which is what I think he might have sent him to the Fortress of Doom, which is 100% being serious with that name, is a location in Doom Eternal, the basic hub world of Doom Eternal. And it's just something about Dr. Samuel Hayden. I like his voice too. His voice just reminds me of a very evil Optimus Prime. But fantastic game. I enjoyed playing it for the channel. Hope the people who watch it, I hope you enjoyed it. I know, looking at some of the views, it's not very highly rated, but I have a feeling that's because the algorithm doesn't like blood and gore and all that. But for the people who do watch it, I absolutely do hope you enjoy it. And I really did enjoy playing this game. I don't play very many modern games for the channel, because they do take a while to record and voice and all that, and I prefer to do these post commentary. But it was such a joy to play this game again. I love this game to death, and it really taught me how to have fun with my thumbnails. That's one thing I'm taking away from this game, if anything at all. But yeah, Maybe next time I play this, I'll play Doom Eternal, but that one I'm not nearly as proficient like I am in Doom 2016. Doom Dark Ages, having a blast playing it. For those who actually want to play Doom Dark Ages, play it. You're absolutely gonna have a blast with it, in my opinion. It reminds me very much of Doom 2016 speed of battling versus Doom Eternal, where you're literally running around like a chicken with your head cut off trying to kill demons, which is still fun, but it's more difficult in this game. But alright folks, on that note, I'm gonna go ahead and call this a series done, and I will catch you wonderful folks on the next one. If you like this series of videos, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel, and I will catch y'all on the next one. Later and bye.